Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going into one of the most visually spectacular moments in the Bhagavad Gita. We're talking about the Viśvarūpa, the universal form that Lord Krishna reveals to Arjuna. Our mission is to look past the spectacle and really get into the philosophical core of what's happening here. So let's set the stage. Arjuna trusts Krishna. He's on board. He gets it intellectually. But then he asks for a practical demonstration. Why wasn't his faith enough?
Well, the thing is, intellectual understanding has its limits. It's filtered through our own perception. Arjuna had faith, yes, but his mind still had what the text calls a colored vision.
Colored vision, meaning what? Like bias?
Exactly. He still saw the world through the lens of pleasure, pain, his own human desires. He needed to see, to truly comprehend, that the entire universe is God. And that's a concept that's, well, almost impossible to grasp just by hearing about it.
So this isn't just a party trick.
Not at all. It's an accelerated spiritual lesson, a preview of the final truth, if you will. It's meant to give him that unshakable confidence he needs to move forward without any doubt.
I get that. It's like showing an engineer the finished machine instead of just their one little cog.
Right.
You suddenly see how everything fits together. The goal here is to just completely shatter that sense of being separate from the divine.
And that shattering happens through a very specific emotional journey. Arjuna goes through 3 distinct stages, one right after the other.
Okay, so I'm guessing the first is just, what has it not be?
Precisely. The first reaction is just sheer, unadulterated wonder at this impossible sight. That's the normal human response. But that wonder very quickly turns into intense fear.
Right, fear.
Because he doesn't just see creation, he sees destruction. He sees entire worlds being consumed within this form. And in that moment, he realizes his own life, his own existence is just utterly insignificant compared to this cosmic scale.
So is the path to devotion always paved with terror? I mean, does the ego really need that kind of catastrophic shock to finally let go?
It's the fastest route. When that kind of absolute fear strikes, the ego that I could do this or I'm in control feeling, it just collapses, it vanishes. And when the ego is overwhelmed like that, the only thing left, the only sustainable response is devotion, a total surrender to God as the true master.
And that surrender, that emotional reset, leads him to a whole new understanding of his duty. He sees that his enemies are shockingly already dead.
Yes, past, present, future, it's all happening at once in the vision. The outcome is already set. He realizes that even if he quits the war, it doesn't matter. The result is already designed by God.
So the lesson isn't to be passive.
No, quite the opposite. The lesson is that he must act, but act willingly, as an instrument for that divine plan. Think of an actor on a movie set. The actor has to stick to the script. They can't change the story, but they have to pour everything they have into playing their part perfectly.
Which brings us to that huge paradox of free will. The teachings seem to say that real suffering starts when we get choices, unlike animals who just act on instinct.
It's a difficult concept, but yes. The lesson is that the ultimate use of our free will isn't to forge our own path, but to choose to surrender our ego, to accept that we are, mere tools in the hands of God.
And that ties into our identity, this idea of inseparability.
Absolutely. We're an inseparable part of the universe, just like a single cell is part of the human body. That one cell can't possibly comprehend how the heart or the brain works, it just has to do its job. Our role is to be that cog in the wheel, performing our function without trying to grasp the whole design.
So the final goal is really about gaining the mental strength to just surrender the ego. If we don't, we're stuck trying to solve our suffering with this tiny, inadequate tool.
That's the wisdom Arjuna gains. The death of one cell isn't the death of the body. The death of an individual is not the death of God. That cell has a choice. See itself as separate and suffer, or see itself as part of the body and live joyfully.
So if you truly realize you're one with this immortal whole, that crippling fear of death and insignificance, it just vanishes. Here's something to think about. What suffering are you carrying today that would simply end if you chose to see yourself as an inseparable, vital part of the greater design?